Welcome back to Epic Geekverse. Folks, I'm Lucas. And today we're diving into one of the biggest mysteries of Captain America, Brave New World, Adamantium. Why was it introduced as a subplot, only to seemingly go nowhere in the film's runtime or even its post-credits scene? And where were the six? Let's break it all down. So, here's the deal. Adamantium was originally part of the film's subplot, but it got trimmed down as the movie shifted from its New World Order version to the Brave New World we saw. I touched on this in yesterday's video, but the traces of adamantium left in the film, and what the producers are now revealing, give us some major clues about Marvel Studios' plans for the X-Men, Avengers, Doomsday, Secret Wars, and the Mutant Saga beyond. Buckle up, because today I'm going to explain why adamantium was really in Captain America, Brave New World, and how it ties into Marvel Studios' Wolverine plans. The adamantium mystery. What we know. In Brave New World, adamantium is introduced as a valuable and enigmatic new mineral discovered within the celestial mass, aka Tiamat, the celestial who broke through Earth's crust in Eternals, after being transformed into marble by Circe's transfiguration powers. Tiamat's massive corpse contained traces of adamantium. This rare and seemingly indestructible metal was discovered by the Japanese, refined at a secretive mining site, and then stolen by the Serpent Society, an underground organization secretly funded by Samuel Stearns using CIA black funds. Captain America, Sam Wilson, and Torres eventually recovered the sample after an intense mission, which was then stored in a secure U.S. facility for further analysis. The mystery of adamantium goes beyond its physical properties. A curious detail stands out. The canister holding the adamantium sample reads 815 degrees Celsius, about 1.500 degrees Fahrenheit. While that temperature is indeed scorching, it's actually lower than the melting points of steel, gold, and tungsten. But here's the kicker. Adamantium is supposed to be completely indestructible once it cools. This intriguing fact brings to mind Colonel Stryker's line in X2. If you ever manage to process its raw liquid form, you gotta keep it hot. Once it cools, it's indestructible. Even though that quote originates from the Fox X-Men universe, now part of the MCU multiverse, it feels like a subtle nod to the MCU's evolving version of adamantium. Delving deeper, according to the 2008 Marvel Handbook, adamantium is a man-made substance created by mixing chemical resins kept at precisely 1.500 degrees Fahrenheit. That's likely where the 815 degrees Celsius number came from. A fascinating connection that underscores the meticulous attention to detail the MCU often demonstrates. Shout out to Daltonian on Twitter for pointing me to that small but significant fact. Interestingly, this same Marvel Handbook might also be the source of the miracle designation 1-99999 that Kevin Feige referenced before officially settling on Earth 616 as the MCU's primary universe. Coincidence? I think not. But the implications of adamantium's existence in the MCU go far beyond a cool Easter egg or multiverse connection. With its introduction, we're likely seeing the groundwork being laid for several future storylines, perhaps even the arrival of Wolverine, whose iconic claws are famously bonded with adamantium. The narrative possibilities are vast. Could we see a race to control the mining rights to this powerful new resource? Will global governments or clandestine organizations like Hydra or AIM enter the fray? The potential geopolitical tension, mixed with superhuman conflict, could offer a rich and thrilling arc. What makes this even more exciting is the historical significance of adamantium in Marvel Comics lore. First introduced in Avengers #66, 1969, the metal was created by Dr. Myron McClane, who was attempting to recreate the formula behind Captain America's shield, a unique vibranium steel alloy. Though he never managed to duplicate the original alloy, McClane's experiments led to the creation of adamantium, a metal stronger than any known substance on Earth. The MCU could tap into this origin, perhaps even revealing more about the shield's mysterious composition and how adamantium connects to it. As we dive deeper into the multiverse saga, adamantium's inclusion raises tantalizing questions. Is it truly a new discovery? Or has it been hiding in plain sight, suppressed by powerful forces? Might the Serpent Society's theft be part of a larger conspiracy with deeper, more sinister ramifications? And could this mysterious metal hold the key to unlocking secrets about the very nature of the MCU's evolving universe? With every new detail that emerges, it becomes increasingly clear that adamantium is more than just a rare metal, it's a narrative catalyst, poised to reshape the MCU in ways we've only begun to imagine. So, as the mystery unfolds, fans are left to speculate, theorize, and anticipate the next thrilling chapter in Marvel's ever-expanding cinematic universe. President Ross and the Adamantium Speech. In the film, President Ross delivers a powerful and thought-provoking speech at the Celestial Island Summit. A moment that instantly captures global attention. The summit's setting is visually stunning, with grand banners depicting Tiamat's outstretched hand encircled by a ring of fire, a striking image that evokes the Promethean myth of humanity receiving the gift of fire from the gods. This subtle yet profound symbolism hints at the immense power and danger of the newly discovered adamantium, a force that could shape the world's future in unexpected ways. Ross reveals a fascinating detail: the adamantium sample is in a solid state, yet it radiates an astonishing 850 degrees Celsius of heat. That's unprecedented for adamantium, which has traditionally been portrayed as an unyielding and stable metal. This new thermal property suggests revolutionary potential, both scientifically and militarily, and the implications of this discovery promise to reverberate through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, for years to come. Adding a layer of political intrigue, Ross takes a subtle yet pointed jab at Wakanda, referring to adamantium as even more indestructible than vibranium, and emphasizing that, unlike vibranium, it's not controlled by a small isolationist nation. This loaded statement not only stings but also sets the stage for an inevitable technological arms race between the US and Wakanda. The tension between these two nations has been brewing since Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, where Julia Louis-Dreyfus hinted at America's growing desire to control vibranium resources. Now, with adamantium entering the global stage, the stakes are higher than ever. But here's where the plot takes a dramatic and unexpected turn. Ross's speech is abruptly interrupted by Samuel Stearns, also known as the leader. In a scene brimming with chaos and tension, Stearns orchestrates a calculated attack, throwing the summit into disarray. The moment not only establishes Stearns as a formidable antagonist but also introduces a larger conspiracy surrounding the adamantium discovery. As the dust settles, a compelling animated presentation reveals lines radiating from Celestial Island to key global locations, including Dubai, New York, and London. This visual strongly suggests a looming international power play involving adamantium, positioning the metal as a coveted resource that could reshape global alliances and rivalries. The political intrigue deepens as rumors circulate of covert operations by both governmental and private entities, all vying for a piece of the adamantium pie. By the end of the film, the Ross-Ozaki Accords are signed, a landmark agreement that officially recognizes adamantium as a new element on the periodic table. The significance of this moment cannot be overstated, as it marks humanity's first official encounter with a previously unknown metal of unparalleled strength and potential. The film hints at the global arms race already beginning, with news reports showing adamantium bullets and military-grade equipment, signaling its swift and inevitable weaponization. What makes this development so thrilling is the narrative groundwork it lays for future MCU storylines. The rise of adamantium not only poses a direct challenge to Wakanda's technological superiority but also opens the door for morally complex stories about resource exploitation, global conflict, and scientific ethics. As countries and corporations scramble to harness the metal's potential, the MCU gains a new, compelling narrative thread that feels both contemporary and timeless. In sum, President Ross's speech is more than just a plot point. It's a cinematic turning point that reshapes the MCU's geopolitical landscape and introduces adamantium as a game-changing element. The questions it raises about power, control, and responsibility will undoubtedly drive the next wave of Marvel films, promising fans a rich and suspenseful journey ahead. Nate Moore's big reveals. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Nate Moore, executive producer of the film, dropped some major hints about adamantium's role in the MCU. He explained that Marvel wanted to avoid just dropping Tiamat into the background of multiple films without context. Instead, they tied Tiamat to the birthplace of adamantium, creating a unique backstory for the 616 universe. Moore also confirmed that the blades used by Copperhead to slash Sam's vibranium suit were made of adamantium, showing that its weaponization has already begun. This subtle but significant world building is classic Marvel, ensuring that even the most minor details help build a richer, interconnected narrative. By linking adamantium's origin to Tiamat, Marvel is not only adding depth to the Eternals storyline but also creating a logical and intriguing pathway to introduce one of the most iconic elements of X-Men lore. It's a smart move that rewards eagle-eyed fans while setting the stage for major future reveals. But here's the biggest takeaway. Moore said Marvel is now in the process of sprinkling in elements to lay the groundwork for the X-Men and other future projects. He wants to avoid overwhelming audiences with a fire hose of information when the X-Men finally arrive. Personally, I'd happily drink from that fire hose. But hey, that's just me. This slow burn approach has worked wonders for Marvel before. Remember how Thanos was teased through multiple films before taking center stage in Infinity War and Endgame? The same patience and meticulous planning seem to be at play here, suggesting that Marvel is treating the arrival of the X-Men with the reverence and anticipation it deserves. As the MCU continues to expand, adamantium's introduction could signal a shift in the global power dynamics within the Marvel Universe, especially with its inevitable connection to Wolverine and the Weapon X program. The fact that Copperhead's adamantium weapons have already made their debut hints that secretive factions may already be exploiting this rare and dangerous metal, setting up potential conflicts that could span multiple films. So, what's next? As we keep an eye out for more adamantium breadcrumbs, it's clear that Marvel is playing the long game, and we're all here for the ride. What's next for adamantium? So, why wasn't adamantium explored more in Brave New World? It seems those scenes were cut, possibly along with plotlines involving Ruth Bat Seraph, an Israeli mutant from the comics. Originally, the film might have revealed that the adamantium was stored at a facility like Alkali Lake, 3 Mile Island, or even the Weapons Plus program, key locations tied to Wolverine and the X-Men. Looking ahead, adamantium seems poised to play a pivotal role in upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe (MCU) installments, particularly in Avengers, Doomsday and Secret Wars. The colossal corpse of Tiamat, frozen in the ocean, could become a treasure trove of adamantium, setting the stage for a high-stakes global conflict. Imagine God Emperor Doom harnessing this nearly indestructible metal to forge weapons and armor against multiversal threats, escalating the stakes beyond anything we've seen so far. This speculation gains weight when considering Marvel's long-term narrative strategy. Adamantium, long synonymous with Wolverine, may now serve as a broader symbol of power and conflict. Much like vibranium has, it opens the door to intriguing political and militaristic storylines, with nations vying for control of this rare and powerful resource. Could Latveria rise as a dominant force in the MCU? Fueled by adamantium mining and Doombot production? It's a tantalizing possibility. Moreover, fans can't ignore the looming potential for cross-universe showdowns. A Wolverine from another universe, perhaps Earth 10005, could find himself pitted against 616's adamantium-enhanced threats, creating intense, emotional battles that pay homage to the character's legacy while pushing the narrative forward. In the end, adamantium might not just be a metal, it could become a narrative linchpin, tying together the MCU's past, present, and multiversal future. As Marvel continues to expand its storytelling horizons, this iconic element might just be the key to the next era of superhero cinema. The Brave New World of Adamantium. The phrase, Brave New World, is only mentioned once in the film, but it's loaded with meaning. The 616 universe is now entering a new era defined by adamantium, a metal born from defying the gods. It's a Promethean weapon that could either protect Earth from cosmic threats like Galactus or make it a prime target for multiversal plunder. So, what does this all mean? The 616 universe is brave because it's forging its own path. And it's new because it's rewriting the rules of power. Whether it's building a suit of armor around the world, shout out to Tony Stark, or setting the stage for secret wars. Adamantium is the key to the MCU's future. The symbolism behind adamantium goes beyond its sheer indestructibility. Much like vibranium before it, this rare metal carries both hope and danger. The MCU has often explored the double-edged nature of power. And adamantium fits perfectly into this narrative. It represents humanity's ambition to take control of its own destiny, even if that means challenging forces beyond its comprehension. Furthermore, the introduction of adamantium signals a seismic shift in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, one that could intertwine with the arrival of mutants. As Wolverine's iconic claws are forged from this very material, fans have long speculated about how the X-Men might enter the MCU. And this newfound emphasis on adamantium could be the bridge that finally connects those dots. In a larger sense, the Brave New World evokes a sense of awe and trepidation. A world where humanity no longer stands at the mercy of celestial beings but instead holds the power to shape its own fate. Of course, such power rarely comes without consequences. Could the rise of adamantium trigger an arms race across the multiverse? With beings like Kong the Conqueror taking a keen interest in Earth's evolving might? What makes this era so compelling is the potential for moral complexity. The MCU thrives when it balances spectacle with character-driven stories. And adamantium offers a perfect narrative crucible. Will Earth's heroes wield this metal responsibly? Or will they succumb to the age-old temptation of ultimate power? As with any brave new world, the answers won't come easy, but the journey promises to be unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Are you ready for the X-Men to join the MCU? Until next time, stay epic, Scissor.